and thank you for joining us for another episode of Population Timeline, the weekly program that comes to you from the National Population Commission, the Nigerian government agency that provides demographic data for national development. I am Nkechi Okeshola. Welcome.
National Population Commission, providing demographic data for national development. The National Population Commission has fixed March 29 to April 2nd, 2023 as the date for the 2023 population and housing census. All those residing in Nigeria are expected to be counted, and only once during the census. Please, no one should travel for the purpose of the census, as all are expected to be captured in their present places of abode. Even those not attached to particular buildings will also be enumerated during the exercise. Chairman of the National Population Commission, Nasir Isakwara, enjoins all Nigerians to please cooperate with officials conducting the 2023 population and housing census. However, it is the responsibility of all residents of Nigeria to present themselves for counting and answer all questions honestly. It is your civic duty to contribute towards a successful, credible, and acceptable census. Be part of this first fully digital census and assist in the provision of quality and credible data for national development. You count, be counted. This message is from Nasir Isakwara, Chairman, National Population Commission.
The Benue State Traditional Council has commended the National Population Commission for employing technology to conduct the 2023 Population and Housing Census and thereby reduce any doubt on the figures that will be generated from the census. The Tor Tiv, Professor James Ayatse, who gave the commendation when the chairman of the National Population Commission visited him in Makurdi and pledged to mobilize all the people of Benue State to participate in the exercise.
We are both, Chairman, very excited. I'm proud of what you are doing at NPC. And when you see my zeal and enthusiasm about this project, it actually is because of what I have seen you people do with a lot of passion, a lot of commitment and focus. So that has naturally recruited me. Because one thing about life, when you see people are doing something with passion and zeal, then there is something in it. And I was convinced when I listened to the meetings we had here in Benue State. And I'm somebody that asks a lot of questions, and I'm sure that you have been informed. I believe in interrogating issues, And when I become a convert, you can be sure that you have me 100%. So the meetings we had here in the state and the other meetings I was at like the chairman said, at the villa, at every point I have asked questions and I followed through and said, man, no, I'm also a digital person. I'm able to appreciate what you people are planning for this nation. And of course, I'm convinced it's going to be a different census. I have faith in technology. When technology is deployed by sincere people, you can always be sure of the outcome. So I'm persuaded about your commitment on this project. As you know, we have a structure that goes right down to the grassroots. And I want to assure you that we are going to effectively, use that structure for the forthcoming population census. And there is something also I have planned before that census. I'm going to have the Supreme Council meeting of the Tiv Nation. And it will be one of the things that will be, tabled and discussed and clear instructions given. The Supreme Council meeting is where all the traditional rulers in the Tiv Kingdom and all the chairmen of councils are there. All the top-notch are there, including the governor himself. Therefore, we want to really mobilize, because I believe that accurate planning comes from accurate data. And what you are doing, we need to give you all the support to ensure that for the first time we have a census figure we can defend, we can depend on, and we can use it to accurately plan whatever we need to plan for this nation.
Chairman of the National Population Commission briefed the Tor Tiv on the work of the Commission, saying traditional rulers have always remained a pillar of support in all activities of the Commission. He had said such should continue, especially now that the census holds in March and April 2023.
The Commission has also created a situation room whereby we are able to interact with outsiders. We have toll-free numbers that you can call. We have a facility to be able to monitor what happens in the field from that situation room. So from any part of this country, you can interact with our staff, and our staff in the field who have problems can always get in touch with us at the headquarters so that they lay their complaints and we make sure the problems they are facing are solved. That facility has also a dashboard that shows, even if during enumeration you are able to see the count as they come in. So, Your Royal Majesty, I'm glad to inform you that despite the security challenge in some parts of the country, the preparatory activity has been on course, and the entire landscape has been demarcated. All the local governments. We had problems with Benue in Kaduna State, as well as Abada in Borno. But we've taken care of that. Every local government has been demarcated. Your Royal Majesty, the bulk of our activities are field-based, and I make bold to say that most of the accommodation made available to our officers in the field are either being provided by the traditional rulers or facilitated by them in their various communities. And we thank you for that. We can give our facilitators money, our functionaries money, but it's not in every village that you have hotel or accommodation. You don't have where they can eat. So you have been assisting them, and we thank you.
His Royal Majesty was also decorated by the NPC Chairman as a census ambassador. A delegation of the National Population Commission visited the Och Idoma, John Elaibu, where he committed to supporting the National Population Commission in all its activities. The NPC Chairman was full of gratitude for the hospitality of the people of Benue State during the NPC Summit and appealed that the level of support and commitment should be increased ahead of the census.
We have to come here and pay our royal homage. You have already done what, in fact, without asking, you've already started doing what we want you to do. And just to ask that, please don't relent. Continue to support us until we are through with this census. And we thank you for showing up at this, for coming to the summit and for participating. And we hope that we will continue to count on your support.
The traditional ruler prayed God to grant wisdom to the Federal Commissioner representing Benue State, Patricia Kupchi Ianya, so that the census will be a big success in Benue State.
That whenever you finish this census, peace is going to restore. That is what you say. And then you through this census, you're going to unite the whole community together. Amen. Those people who cannot live together, they will be united. Amen. And also you say that with this census that we are about to get into after the election, is going to be a teacher to everybody. It may be a reference point for all the census that have been taking place before. That whenever any other one is going to take, let's go back to 2023 census. And then it's going to equip people to live with one another, and we are going to live with another with peace, with harmony. And the test of integrity will put into test here. And that is what made me to bring that three idea. The human resources need to be taken care of very well. Yes. And when you do that, you find out that people will be happy. And you say that it's going to open door of job opportunity for people. I'm telling us the truth. Because when you have a good number of the people, you have to plan for them, then you bring a development. And when you begin to sighten an industry, it's not animal that is going to work in the industry now. Not be human being. That is opportunity that's coming to them. And your end, you are going to nurture so many people. Nurturing them to be what they ought to be. That the little hitches here, they were saying, it will be the thing of past. I'm assuring you that at the end of the day, you are going to see it taking place. Because when I was coming, that is what is in me, that I should use population to chronicle it, to say something, and that is what I just use now. You're coming here, very fantastic. It's also timely, and as I've said before, every kind of support that you want me to do, I'll do it.
Thank you.
The National Council of Traditional Rulers have voted to continue supporting the National Population Commission in all its activities, especially the forthcoming population and housing census. This consensus was reached during the 13th General Assembly of the body in Abuja, with the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, declaring it open.
I make bold state that without an active role and participation of the traditional institutions in this country, both decisions or both of the undertakings we intend to do in the year 2023 would not succeed. I am saying this because I want you to understand that this meeting is not an ordinary meeting. It's a meeting that will define the future of our country. It's a meeting that would give us the assurance whether as a nation we would have a successful general election and also conduct the population census. I want to state without any fear of contradiction, and I totally agree with the Sultan when he said that in the context of the representation of our traditional rulers, we have everything that we need to help this country navigate the landmines and be able to put this country on the trajectory of a sustainable development and prosperity of our nation. So don't take this meeting lightly. It's a defining meeting for the future of our country. Because like I rightly said, these two activities will not succeed if it does not have your active participation and involvement. I have the privilege of managing the national response to COVID-19. At the outbreak of the pandemic, undefined virus, unknown to science, unknown to medicine, we tried the best we could. But because of the support of the traditional institution, when I ran to the Sultan and the Oni, and I asked them to get the traditional leaders together so that we can craft a national response that our people will find appealing, and also because of the benefit of the confidence that the people have in them, we'll be able to market our national response. And I must express gratitude to the traditional institution. Because of your involvement, Nigeria has been adjudged as one of the best response to the COVID crisis. Let me use this opportunity to thank the leadership of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria. His Eminence, Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Saad Abubakar, CFR MNI, the Sultan of Sokoto, and his co-chair, His Imperial Majesty, Oba Dr. Adeye Eniton Ogunwusi, CFR, Ojaja II, the Oni of Ife, for their fatherly roles in ensuring the level of peace and stability experienced in Nigeria today. Without your cooperation and support, it would have been a worst-case scenario. I want to assure you that your labor will not be in vain. Together, we shall build a better country for the generations to come. This General Assembly brings together the highest policy-making body of traditional rulers from the 36 states of the country and the Federal Capital Territory to discuss the security, socio-economic, and other challenges affecting the nation. The nation needs your fatherly role now than ever as we plan and prepare towards a successful conduct of the 2023 general elections and national population census. The traditional rulers are seen across the country as the custodians of culture and tradition, and as such are expected to be neutral father figures in their respective domains. The traditional rulers are believed to have important roles to play for the successful conduct of the 2023 general elections, because they are the authority which the people in their community look up to for managing their affairs, because their authorities are rooted in tradition and the cultures and cultural values of our people. To this end, I urge the traditional rulers to promote peace in their communities and chiefdoms in order to ensure a successful conduct of the forthcoming general elections as well as the national population census. It is therefore imperative for traditional rulers to play the role of peacemakers, because you are the pillars of stability, not only in your various communities, but in the states and in the whole country at large. The conduct of population census comes at a time when the world population is estimated at 8 billion and projected to approach 9 billion by 2020. Nigeria, I understand, with our current growth, will soon become the third largest nation in terms of population after China and India. In the next 1 or 2 decades, we are moving towards that figure. It's projected that we will be about 450 million people in the next 1 or 2 decades, making us third in the list of countries that have a prospering population. So, the role of the traditional rulers in the successful conduct of the 2023 National Population Census is very crucial, because census is an important exercise which is required in order to know the actual number of persons in the country. The figures that we are using today are only projections, because we've not had any credible census in about 2 decades. To enable government plan for its citizens and other aspects of national development. How can you plan if you do not know the number of people you are planning for? I therefore urge the traditional rulers to collaborate with the National Population Commission in order to ensure the conduct of free, accurate, and reliable 2023 population and housing census for the development of Nigeria.
Chairman of the National Population Commission, Nasir Isakwara, went back memory lane, justifying the need for a head count, emphasizing that all loopholes have been blocked to ensure the first fully digital census is credible and acceptable to all Nigerians.
My first step today is to express the profound appreciation of the Commission to our royal fathers gathered here today and those who are not present for patriotic and royal contributions they have rendered to the preparatory activities of the census.
Several traditional rulers who spoke at the General Assembly stressed the need to maintain peace in all their domains, saying no development can be recorded where there is no peace. The traditional rulers appealed to all Nigerians to always support all government programs.
And that has been Population Timeline for this week. During the March and April population and housing census, be counted because you count. I am Nkechi Okeshola. Bye for now.